Hi, this is Marianne Schultz at MacGirl.net, and this is a look at Apple's bumper case for the iPhone 4. This case retails for $29. It comes in black, which is of course the color I have here, as well as white, orange, blue, green, and pink. They're in pretty short supply right now from what I can see online. They're hard to come by in stores. You can order them online from Apple, but they're shipping in a few weeks, if I remember correctly, from what I've just seen in the past few days. I have seen them on eBay, but they've been going for as much as twice of the what the retail price is. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I think that the case is already overpriced for what it offers, but I'll get back to more on that in a minute. But again, $29 from Apple, available in stores or online. The case is a very minimalist case. It doesn't really offer a lot of protection. So if you're looking for a very protective case for your iPhone 4, this is not it. However, it does have some features that I like. It does offer at least a little bit of protection. And of course, is claimed to help the grip of death issue that's popping up with the iPhone 4, the antenna reception issue, where you can cause a call to be dropped or a reception to be greatly reduced by bridging this section here on the lower left hand side and the antenna on the outside of the iPhone 4. Regardless, getting back to the case, again, very minimalist case. The iPhone just pops right into it. You just slide one in and then bring the rest of the case over the edges. When it's on fully, it doesn't cover the screen much at all. Of course, doesn't impede your view of the screen. It just wraps around the front a little bit, creates enough of a raised edge so that if you set the iPhone down on a table flat, the screen nor the back of the phone comes in direct contact with the table. On the back here, same thing, doesn't really cover much here. I apologize for the look of the back of my phone right now. I have a temporary protector on it right now that's coming off. I have another skin that I want to put on with a pattern on it. Anyway, I'll do a review on that later as well. Getting back to the bumper case, I actually really like the case. Again, it doesn't offer a lot of protection, but it does fit very well, as you'd expect from Apple, developing an accessory for one of their own products. When you look at all the cutouts and whatnot, those are perfectly aligned. No issues at all with the headphone jack on the top. Looking at the buttons on the side here, the cutout for the ring silent toggle, moving around to the bottom, looking at the dock connector and cutouts for the microphone, the main microphone and the speaker. Of course, nothing on the right side here. You can't get to the micro SIM slot with this case on. Not a big deal for me. I don't intend to access that a whole heck of a lot, so not an issue. I did neglect to mention there is a small cutout for the secondary microphone on the top. Perfectly done, of course, so no issues there. Again, I do like this case for what it offers. My favorite part of this case are the buttons and how Apple handled that. So there are metal buttons on the outside of the case that correspond perfectly with the buttons on the iPhone itself. So you have the volume buttons on the side here, and when you press these, it feels just like you're pressing the buttons on the iPhone itself, and the same goes for the sleep wake switch on the top. So I really like that. I think it was a great touch. I wish that other third-party accessory manufacturers would do buttons the same way. I think that's a great feature, and really pleased that Apple set out to do that. In terms of the material of the case, it is combined. It's two types of material. It's got plastic, so I don't know if you can see here how it's a little shiny in the center, but then on the edges, around the screen and around the back of the phone, it's actually rubber, so it's got a matte appearance here. The rubber sections offer more grip than the plastic sides, but I will say I do think the plastic still offers more grip than a completely naked iPhone, so that is an improvement, but I would have liked it if this section here, the shiny section, would have had a matte covering to make it match the rubber sections that on the front and the back of the case itself. So again, better than a naked iPhone, but not as good as it could have been. In terms of accessories, this is an issue that popped up. Someone had asked me a question or pointed something out on Twitter. So these cutouts are pretty small. So I've got a couple of accessories here I wanted to point out. So I have here some headphones. These are actually older headphones that came with a previous iPhone model. And notice the thinner plug here. These fit in perfectly. No problems there into the iPhone's headphone jack. harder to get out. Oh, there we go. Now I have here as well a pair of the V-Moda Remix headphones. So third-party headphones. I just got these the other day. And these have a different headphone jack here, if you can see that. So these, though, do still fit. I have to make sure I do plug them in firmly. I have accidentally not plugged them in all the way when I wasn't just paying attention. So you will want to be careful if you are thinking about getting this case, and consider the accessories that you do have and whether or not they will fit. Moving on to the dot connector. So I don't know about you, but I have a ton of old USB iPod connectors around the house, and this is one of the older ones that has the click buttons on the side. You have to press these in order to release the cord from the iPod or iPhone you're using it with. I've never had any trouble with it until I got this case, and I found that it doesn't fit into my iPhone here with the bumper case on. So in order to charge it or sync it, I definitely need to use one of the newer cords. The one that comes with the iPhone itself, of course, works perfectly, or ones that come with the previous iPhone models as well fit, or with the iPad also. So it has a smaller connector here, fits right in, no problem. So again, another thing to keep in mind as you use accessories with the bumper case, just something you should think about as you use it. But that is it. That's my overview of the bumper case for the iPhone 4. If you have any questions, let me know. In summary, again, a great fit, features, very minimal protection overall. So I think that relative to its price at $29, it's probably a little more than it should be given what it offers, but very stylish if you go for a color. Can even spice up your phone a little bit more, add a little flair if you will. But that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. You can email me at marianne@mackerel.net, and thanks for watching.